Hi, this is Rachel from thehealthywomb.com and welcome to WombTube. Now today I'm going to talk to you about the spa for your vagina, otherwise known as yoni steams or V-steams or vaginal steams. They seem to be doing the rounds a lot in all the wellness publications at the moment, and lots of my friends are forwarding articles onto me saying, hey, I know you know about this, I saw this in this magazine. So obviously it is becoming more fashionable again. But the one thing is, they are a great thing to do. One, in terms of self-care because you feel good, but secondly, they have many reported benefits. So Rosita Arvigo, for example, she claims that they can help upright your womb into a better position. So this will minimise cramps, the dark, icky, sludgy stuff that you can get in your bleed, and various other PMS symptoms. And the other thing is, as well, it can just be a really good way of cleansing the womb, bringing down old lining that may have got stuck somewhere and dried out. So it's a really good cleanse, and I always feel better after doing them. So what are they? Essentially, you're just sitting above some steam. You can get, some people do make traditional ones where you get essentially what's a wooden box with a wooden seat with a hole in it, and you just strip off your lower half and sit on that, and then you fill the box with a bowl of steaming hot water and herbs. I prefer to use a slightly easier method because I don't happen to have a carpenter handy to make me a wooden box. So what I do is I get a washing up bowl, obviously not one that I use for washing up, and I fill that with hot water from the kettle, and then I throw in some herbs. I tend to use herbs that you can find easily from the supermarkets and various farmers markets that are edible. Generally, if they're edible, then they're fine to use for steaming, but they do need to be fresh herbs, and you just throw them in, let them steep for 10 minutes, and then just wait for the steam to get to a comfortable temperature because you don't want to burn your lady parts. And then I put the bowl, I lift up the toilet lid, put it inside the toilet bowl, and then put the toilet lid back down and sit on there. And I try and sit there for a good 10 or 15 minutes. If it's too hot, then I leave it and come back so I don't burn myself. But it's a pretty simple thing to do. It's really easy, and you just need to make sure you've got 10-15 minutes on your own in which to do it. Now, there is a bit of a debate as to whether to use herbs or essential oils. Essential oils are very strong, so I would recommend not using them because you never really know the exact concentrations. Herbs, anything that you can eat that's fresh, you can definitely use those. Again, anything that you can eat that's freeze-dried, you could use those, but the freeze-dry method does start adding in various different chemicals that might be released due to the heat. And you really want to detox, not retox. So I tend to prefer fresh herbs or herbs that have dried naturally. If you want to use particular herbs for various different physical symptoms, then go and see a qualified herbalist. Please don't use the internet. And the only thing left is to talk about when to do them. So you don't want to be doing one of these either when you're pregnant, or for that matter in labour, or during your period, because it could make the period heavier. Some people say don't do them when you have a vaginal infection or any kind of body infection. I would, if wanting to err on the safe side, agree with that. But there again, I do know people that have done them whilst having various different UTIs, and actually they said it's helped rather than made it worse. So it's at your own risk, and kind of decide what's best for you with that, but definitely not whilst pregnant or on your period. If you want instructions on how to do these and some other tips for good, healthy womb, then please go to my website, and that's thehealthywomb.com. There's a free guide there if you subscribe that tells you how to do the yoni steam. It tells you how to do a castor oil pack, which is another great self-care, and also some other self-care hints and tips. Thank you very much.